that often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Every discussion from experience. And hopefully within it delivers some deliverance. It's all facts and opinionated. From the west where that real spit originated. Brothers truly trying to save a soul. Provoke thought so we can really designate a goal. We on that grown man scribble. The ball in our court with command on the dribble. This is something that'll help us show. Cause it's something that'll help us grow. We see exactly what the people need. Now welcome to the show, Spitting Policies. Welcome to the show, Spitting Policies. Welcome to the show, Spitting Policies. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Learn to listen when it's grown men talking. Cause real spit you don't find that often. Spitting Policies.
Policies. Come in on the man with the standard shirt. It's that day, y'all. Hello and welcome to all of y'all. Welcome. Welcome to everybody that tuned in. We appreciate you. We want to say a special thank you to one of the sponsors of the show, Big Fish. She provided us this evening with I'm not gonna say dietary supplement, but with nourishment. And we have I think a pretty good, solid, valid topic that a lot of men have a tendency to overlook. A lot of us fellas have a tendency to not be aware of or be in tuned with. But before we get into that topic, I want to go ahead and introduce some of the other sponsors and great men of the show. First, we're going to start off with a young man that is very talented in the area, in the field of music. We're going to go with a talented brother, number one producer. If you haven't heard of him, and you were today years old when you did, I want to introduce him to you. His name is
Thank you.
Irvin E.P. Pope.
Say that nigga's moon. He got jack of all trades.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Do I look like a producer?
You look like an extremely talented producer.
Hey, what's good, y'all?
Man, you are.
Man, hey, man, God is good.
Man,
God is good.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be here, man. It's a good week.
It's a blessing.
Busy. Work is there. Lot to do.
Yes.
Man, you know it's a blessing as well. I've been hired at a couple places where my partner's been hired at this company.
Man.
Yes. You know what I mean? Cigar Kings,
Indeed.
man. It's
Indeed.
we see each other at the show, and then we see each other out getting it in.
That is a blessing. That is a blessing.
Maybe
Maybe we'll all join you guys.
Right. It'll be even
This
more
Saturday.
blessing if we get tickets.
Oh, they're selling
That's okay.
tickets?
That's okay. Y'all can stay where y'all like.
Mm.
We like applause for the party.
Remind me to snitch on your ass.
Oh, yeah. I hope the rest of the Cigar Kings feel the same way.
Yeah. So good week for me, man. But I'm torn because like I'm having empathy and sympathy for the communities that are being torn apart by these ICE raids. And it's a lot deeper than just the surface stuff. Like me and you had a conversation earlier today, Trevor. Like when your mom is taken away from a graduation, how are you getting home?
Wow.
How are you getting in the house?
Yeah.
Seems like we're creating criminals because what happens when you get hungry and you have no means to feed yourself? So a lot of things. It's not just on the surface, but overall, I'm grateful, and I'm glad to be here, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm sure Trevor was worried too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him, are you good, Trevor?
Probably a little concerned.
You got your
No, for real.
Now
For real.
that motherfucker want to be black.
Yeah, no,
Remember,
yeah.
he want to be black all
before
these
he was
years.
black,
Now he want to be black.
You can't. No, Trevor.
Before we get to me, gentlemen, we're going to continue. And that was a great segue for you as well. But before we get to me, I would like for Irvin to go ahead and pass the mic for whom he chooses. He gave you a great segue, so it's up to Irvin.
Come on, man. How was your week, buddy?
My week has been good. Like you said, it is good and refreshing to see when you go set up for an event and you see your partner. And he let me get on the keys a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, really? Yeah, I let him move my car.
All right, I'm about to say.
I came
I was about to say the key.
Yeah, he gave me the key.
Yeah, it wasn't plugged up. The keyboard wasn't plugged up.
Yeah, yeah. But I tried. I did my best. You know what I mean. But my week has been good, man. I'm looking forward to the rest of it. We're doing an event on Saturday. I will see this gentleman there.
I'll be there.
I'll listen to his spine tunes.
Hey, man.
And Cigar Kings will be in the building.
But they're not going to be working. They're going to be.
We're going to be working. We're going to be
they're
working
gonna
the
be
crowd.
on display.
Yes, we're going to be working the crowd.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to be working the crowd. And we're going to be promoting. Yeah. No, all the tickets are sold out. But I'm sure EP can get you in.
Yeah.
All the tickets are sold out already.
Yeah. It's a sold out event.
Wow.
Yeah.
For
I gotta
I
flex
believe
my
it,
muscle.
so. This is for which day? Friday, Saturday,
Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Man,
Denim in
That's a
spring
good
is
thing.
a theme.
Denim in spring. Yeah, but we gonna bring some color in there. We gonna swing them up. We're gonna swing them up. But
Sounds good. It's a good thing.
Enough about that. I want to hurry up and get into the show so we can have a lot of time into the show. So make your week quick. How was yours?
No, he's talking to you.
Why are you gonna tell me
he
where we're
talking-
going?
We're not
Anytime
gonna
they start,
overlook.
no, but anytime they
close
start with make it quick, he's talking to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my week. We're going to discuss my week. My week. Nah, it was cool. It was good. It was a full week.
Okay,
Man, I'm getting a lot done. Kevin, how was yours?
Not bad.
Okay, you ready to go?
Let's go.
You ready to
Yeah,
go?
we're ready to get in here.
Let's go. Go ahead. Introduce the title.
The title. I already forgot it already. My goodness, I'll be
Stay
forgetting.
sharp or get replaced.
Man.
Stay sharp or get replaced.
Yeah.
That is the title of the show. And it's basically it's to let men know you got to stay on top of your game because these women will replace you in a heartbeat. You don't want to give them any reason to, but they have a natural propensity to. So that's what we'll be talking about tonight. And I'm sure women will be chiming in on this one.
I think it's pretty interesting because you can stay sharp and be replaced, but at the same token,
Stay sharp
at a certain-
or get replaced.
right. But at the same token, it's way more women than there are men. So she must be extremely. What'd you say? She's extremely overconfident if she's willing to go ahead and replace you, especially if you're a good guy. And that's the
Well, normally
part for me.
when they replace you, they already have a replacement that's been working for a while. They just build up the courage to set sail.
So we're going to delve into some of the signs then as well.
Yeah.
Some of the signs of when a woman wants to walk away or she's preparing to walk away as well.
And we want to focus on the term hypergamy or hypergamous or whatever you want to call it. And Keith, if you could load up the first video. So, because a lot of people, when we mention this word, they like, ooh, I don't even know what it means. And hypergamy, yeah, a lot of people don't know what it means. But we're gonna dive right into it and get a better understanding of it.
Guys go completely wrong because they're like, oh, women are hypergamous, they'll never be loyal to you, it's pointless. No, if she's pair bonded with her best option, most guys are practically invisible to her.
Just to be clear, what is pair bond? How would you define that?
You're not going to be able to get a woman to pair bond with you that's been through 100 guys. I mean, the data is very, very clear on it. The more promiscuous a woman has been, the more guys that she's with, the less likely she is to be happy in a marriage or stay in a marriage over a long-term basis. So you want to deal with women with very low to no notch counts.
He kind of did pair bonding, but he did mention hypergamy in the beginning, and that's just a woman's natural propensity to date the highest value male she feels she can attain, even if she's
More beneficial for her.
with someone she could feel that. And like he was talking about, if she hasn't pair bonded deeply with this man, she will leave him for another. We like to say the grass is greener on the other side.
And the more partners or experience she has, is the less likely she is
can
to
be
pair bond with.
Yeah.
That's important. Now we have we as men, what would you guys say to some of the signs that you witnessed that a woman is preparing to walk away? Because I do believe that oftentimes a mature woman, she's not going to go with arguing, fussing, and fighting and things of that nature. I think that a solid woman, balanced woman, would probably have a plan to walk away from a man. What would you say are some of the characteristics and signs that a woman is walking or preparing to walk away or exit a relationship?
I think when the communication drops off, that's one sign.
That's one.
When she's no longer showing interest in fixing things, like it's just like whatever. She's not complaining about what she used to complain about. That's one telltale sign. I can name many, but we'll jump around.
Okay. No, what do you think? What is a few signs that a woman is preparing to walk away that some men need to be aware of or know about?
I think one of them, if a woman is comparing you to someone else, like another man, like she's comparing you to her boss or one of her friends, I think has lost a little respect for you when she's doing that. And because women are very cunning, and I think their preparation for leaving happens way before we may even get wind of it.
And that's crazy, because it's almost like the person is being conniving or manipulative. It's like, damn, you already out and I'm over here thinking that we cool.
Yeah, but it's almost like a saving intrinsic in them, because they always want to be with someone that is going to protect the children. They want to have children by the man that will be able to provide for the children. And I don't feel there's nothing really wrong with it, right? Is it anything? Wouldn't you tell your daughter to do such a thing, right? That she would be with a man that is able to provide for her and able to protect the children, and so they can have this great legacy as they live on, right?
Yeah, but you can't take the challenge away.
What do you mean by that?
You can't take the challenge when you're no longer a challenge for them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a slippery slope, buddy.
When they've got you figured out, I got this on my pinky.
Yeah,
you might as well say it's a wrap, bro.
Yeah.
Don't ever always remain a mystery to her.
Yeah, or
always.
You'll be the security and she'll find the fun outside.
Yes.
Wow. For some of you women that have heard some of our opinions and views or perspectives, please do call in, chime in, and let us know let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Let's hear from the women that either have done it before or also understand how it goes and how it works. Before we go to Kevin, please do chime in and let us know. The number is running along the bottom of the screen. Kev, give us your view.
Well, who is she talking to when she's comparing you to a man at her job or something like that?
And she could be like, hey, my friend Pookie or Ray, they just bought one of them new Benzes.
Well, when she wake up,
already
if she wake up, if she comparing me.
Yeah, I heard where you were going. When she wake up,
ask her.
Hey,
absolutely.
I don't advise any of the violence towards women.
You ain't about to be comparing me to another man in my face.
Yeah,
nah.
That's a discount store.
Subtly.
Shop and compare.
They do it so subtly. Sometimes do you even know
that something like that ain't finna get past me? I'm sorry. Another thing is sex. Start pulling back from having sex.
Yeah.
That's another way.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe she's just tired. Maybe she just no.
A headache.
She'll be tired afterwards, after sex. But you shouldn't be tired before sex because you ain't had none. Supposedly,
supposedly,
on the phone.
All right, come on. If we gonna do it, come on.
Don't really want to be.
What?
Don't really want to
keep it
to engage.
I wish you would.
You another one. Talking low.
Can you hurry up?
Talking low on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone.
Or look at this. Look at the classic one. Yeah. Or twisting their phone
to where you can't see.
Where you can't see it.
all of that. Yeah, they do. They sneaky. I had 6 sisters, so I know.
So your
They
sisters
clever.
were sneaky?
I'm sure they were.
Hey,
I'm sure
sisters,
they were.
I didn't say that.
I'm sure.
Family.
I'm sure they
This
were.
guy.
But what about you?
I think one of the things is being very critical of you. When they start becoming critical of you, and they're noticing so many small idiosyncrasies, and you're like, damn, like you making a mountain out of a molehill. Okay, I didn't shave today. What's the big? Why is it that serious?
You need lotion on your hands.
And it has. You about to break up? So we. So when they start noticing a whole bunch of or being very critical of you without having any resolve, like, hey baby, hey, let me grab you some lotion. Hey baby, before you leave, go ahead and fix your tie, brush your teeth, or anything. When
She got to tell you to brush your teeth. You probably need to.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just giving examples. But I firmly believe that if you find a problem, maybe that's what you were called to fix. If she don't want to fix it, then
So
that's a sign.
So the question is then, how do we as men remain the highest value man that our women can attain?
One, we can stay in shape.
That's a great one.
We can stay in shape. We can be innovative, always thinking of ways to keep things fresh, not just relationship, but the environment.
Yeah.
To be a leader, to encompass all the things that it means to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And words of affirmation, pour back into them.
Yeah.
Give them compliments, make them feel safe. Like I always say, the checkup, the quarterly checkup, to where we have conversations about what I can do better, or what can we do better, or am I missing anything? Because life gets busy. Sometimes we get inundated with things, and we may fall off and not even know we've fallen off. So if we do checks and balances along the way, I think that'll help keep everything in line to where it creates less of an opportunity to fall off.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's foolproof, but it's definitely.
What you said was some great points.
Yeah.
Kev.
What?
Oh,
Damn. Maybe not Kev.
Damn.
Oh, Kev's still on the
All right.
line.
Yeah, I mean,
He's still on the stove.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor, what do you feel you could do to thwart this hypergamous action by women?
I would say be proactive instead of reactive. So the closer you are with your woman, the increasing the oneness and effective communication, and if you get closer to the point where you can almost finish each other's sentences, you'd also be able to finish each other's actions. So
go further.
Unless she's telling you what to think.
No.
I don't know.
No. Just women.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you kind of feel with the oneness, you kind of feel the environment. For example, you about to hop in the shower, but you know that she about to hop in the shower, let's say, but she may have forgotten a towel. If she get ready to open up her door, you give her towel, you be like, that's a sign. Just a small, simple sign. Okay, hey, she forgot her towel.
Oh,
when I seen her open up the door, it's like, okay, boom, right?
That had all this cold air in it.
She opened the door. Okay. But if your girl opened the door and you got there with the towel, you'd be like, okay, you saw it on the bed, maybe go ahead and give it to her and you just open it at the same time. Okay, so now that's almost predicting each other's actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now if you and her have some of the same habits, and like one of you guys said earlier, things in common, it's like based upon the pattern of her behavior, if she gets something outside of that pattern that seems questionable and you can't talk about it, that might be a sign. That might be a sign. Example, the other day, I forgot my phone at the house while I went to the shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my phone is at the house. I go to the shop. I cut some hair, whatever else. I come home. I'm like, baby,
Yeah, you're very different.
Yeah, you're very different. Go ahead and continue the story, though.
If I forget mine, you're there.
Exactly, right? So, right.
Hey, I forgot something. I forgot something at home. I would have been late for
Open the door. Yeah, I got my key. Would open the door.
Yeah.
But I forgot my phone at the house. So I had like 3 clients. So I called her and I'm like, no. So I went home afterwards and I said, baby, I forgot my phone at the house. I don't know if you were trying to call me. She says it's over there under your clothes, right? Because I was doing laundry before I left. So okay, cool. I go home.
Good, you hit
She
it.
already
Yeah,
checked it.
under your clothes.
You hit it. Yeah, that's right. Because I was
Put it back. By the time you pulled up in the driveway.
I was folding clothes. Okay.
Right. So the other time I did it was on the dresser. So it's like if I would have changed my pattern of behavior, if I'd have came back after about 30, 40 minutes and be like, hey, I forgot my phone and came back and then go back to work, that could have caused some kind of a questionable behavior
On her behalf.
Yeah, on her behalf. So now if the roles were reversed and she did something like that, then on a consistent basis, you can see some signs and based upon a pattern of behavior that is no longer where she used to, or how she used to.
Trevor's
behave.
thing is go get your phone if you're, go get your phone in a timely manner. That will prevent
my point
her.
is my point is once you understand that a person is no longer functioning on their previous pattern of behavior on a consistent basis, that may be something to raise a brow.
I think that one of the things that also can be done, and you're in the field, and it's staying groomed. You know what I mean? Not letting yourself go. EP meant physically, but also grooming wise. Guys, I mean, I get Trevor to do it. Every time I go, get the hair out of your ear. I seen this guy, man, and he was all bald head, beard, and then he had an afro on his ear.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just
earmuffs.
Just little stuff like that. Just study
to
be your mindset be better. Read a book every once in a while.
Let me give them some men some tips.
Okay, go ahead.
Fingernails, shoes, and your teeth.
Yes.
Always keep them A1 because it could prevent you from attaining a person, or it can make the person you with very uncomfortable and will help her out the door.
We definitely need to see and understand some of the signs that women show that they're backing up. If you don't read the signs, then you just
the thing is being attentive.
Right.
If you're attentive to your mate, you'll know. You'll be like, hey man, she's
Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Can we ask you questions? I mean,
no, you guys was hitting it on the head. My thing is like the communication, paying attention, being attentive, asking questions out of the blue, see what her response would be, making sure you crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's, whatever that may mean to you in that relationship, And also, men, if y'all wear white underwear, do your own laundry if you haven't learned how to wipe your ass completely. Don't no woman want to see that in your drawers. She don't want to compare that to, a kid. So, like you said, the grooming, smelling good, if she's paying you compliments from, being
certain
groomed,
cologne
how you smell, all of that, That's she's still trying to extend
some of the preventative measures for sure.
And then how your table manner is too. That also plays a point,
But a drastic change on your part could also have an adverse effect.
Yep.
Well, why you wearing that type of cologne now? Well, why are you this and why are you that? So everything in moderation.
Make sure that's something that you do all the time.
More appealing to you, my dear. That's just my excuse.
And then too, not only cologne, buy the one that she like. She like to smell on you.
Yeah.
Don't wear that
if you
spray
like,
that on and you getting ready to leave her presence.
what if she like Drakkar?
Well, shit. I mean, I know it's
Hey, just spray it on when you
don't
get home.
It don't stink. It's
I mean, you know,
No,
hey,
the car we usually wear that.
wear it
when we
all the
was
time.
young.
Yeah.
At least 23.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said it don't stink. So you definitely got some. He definitely got some.
Well, I ain't got no Drakkar,
black
but
bottle.
it's
The black bottle.
it's some cologne that's been around a long time that still
Polo.
smell good to this
Yeah, like
day.
Great
John
Flannel.
Paul.
Great
I
Flannel.
don't know about Great Flannel. No. He still got the cologne in the cars. You remember how they used to come in the
The
car?
one with the Wells Fargo
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think one of the things that we can better understand is not because I used to be really dismissive of women's emotional rants, right? Then I found out, like, well, she's looking for you to be somewhat of her emotional anchor. So, like we've said it before, she may not be looking for advice, but she wants to understand that you understand what she went through. Like, okay, sweetie, I understand you had this outbreak, and it seems like these people really did something to you at work.
Outbreak.
Yeah.
Outbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
emotional.
Okay,
Please,
Emotional
say
outbreak.
emotional, please, because
Emotional outbreak.
If
we
she-
know what we're
if she
talking
got an
about.
out-
The show was about one.
because if she got an outbreak, I'm damn sure not
That's the wrong
saying.
show.
Yeah,
Well,
that-
I was
that's
talking about an
yeah,
emotional
I'm out.
We
outbreak.
came home with
You
an
see,
outbreak.
you see how you could get distorted by the masculine frame that he's trying to hold.
Oh.
It doesn't work for him.
Mm.
It doesn't work for him.
Okay.
But in holding the masculine frame, we should be our women's emotional anchor.
Yeah.
And if we're not there for them, then you know what happens to a ship when it doesn't
I agree. You know,
naturally
I
get
agree.
anchored. So I
I
think
agree.
that's one thing, you could really be there for, because most men aren't offering that. So how do you become and be the person that she wants to have and hold?
I think one of the byproducts of not taking that preventative measure, that she will start instantaneously making mountains out of molehills. And another sign is when they are so critical of you, something that is so minuscule, it is something that they will elaborate on and browbeat you with, and they get mad at you instead of the situation. Because we all are perfectly imperfect. So whenever you make a small mistake or whatever else, and they elaborated on so much more than that, what Irvin made mention to last week was when those two basketball players had an issue. One basketball player had a wife that was so critical of him and put so many confines and barriers and limitations on him, when in all actuality, she was the one doing some other shit.
Yeah.
So now here's the thing. Okay, she's making a major issue with me after a game, me traveling with the team and things of that nature. When in all actuality, you were the one tripping. So how is it that you have someone that is so critical of you over small things? That woman may be the actual one that's doing the big things. If someone is critical of you over the small things, maybe they're doing big things.
And then also, while you saying that, when they're accusing you all the time, of possibly messing around or cheating,
That's
yeah,
exactly what he was saying.
yeah. Well, I mean, he was putting it at that, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that in because
Oh, okay.
y'all do,
Yeah.
shit.
She said shit.
Yeah, nobody on here cheats like that.
No.
Not at all.
Not
Yeah,
on this
so
show.
those could be
We just exercise options.
amen. Smothering is another thing. When someone is
Men smothering.
no, when a woman, a sign that she's preparing to walk away. When they smother you so much that they're overseeing you, they're I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Knowing good and well you don't deserve it. So unwarranted love and overwhelming affection and stuff like that. It's like, dude, you know you tripping. You haven't earned it. You ignoring her. You dropping the ball. You ain't taking care of shit. She handling all the responsibilities. She's providing on.
Yeah. I would. Let's go to the comment. What does the comment say here? No, I'm just messing with you.
Independent. Oh.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Go ahead with what I was saying.
No, with the comment, not with what you were saying. Read the comment. Go ahead.
Huh. If she becomes increasingly independent, making plans without including you or informing you, that would be a sign that she could be preparing to walk away.
Yeah.
So
Increasingly
back to
independent.
things that will thwart this.
So we're not going to address
actions. No, yeah. You would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not going to expand on it. We just.
Okay.
Well, let me expand on this because you was giving ideas on how she was making sure that she was covering every angle with her husband.
Yeah,
I didn't.
But you didn't say no. Right, and I didn't either because I was saying if they start accusing you, so that's a little different than what you were saying, Trevor, and putting it out there that you could possibly be cheating or seeing someone else. So I just wanted to clear that up because he was like, that's really what he was saying. And it really wasn't. But go ahead, Kanu, you were speaking.
Yeah. No, do we want to put that back up there? Trevor was addressing.
Okay, go ahead, Trev.
No, you no longer want to address it.
Okay, you just want to.
If she becomes independent, more independent, increasingly independent, is she getting ready to move on? Would you say she is or isn't?
I think that is a sign.
That is a sign she's getting ready to move on.
Signs are one thing, but patterns are almost confirmation.
Yes.
So, I mean, if she, like he said, if she becomes increasingly, so if she's doing things without you, without communicating with you, without informing you, and just dropping the ball like that, it's like almost disregarding your perspective or your views or your involvement with what's going on. I think that could be a very valid sign.
Would you say being more secretive now? You know,
also yes,
is a sign as well,
or wanting to do things alone.
Right. Yeah.
You know, baby, you want to store? I'll go with you.
Right.
Oh no, I just want to go by myself because I might stop somewhere and I might.
And that's a fine line too, because we all do want our women to have their own lives as well. We also want a woman that doesn't. I'm not the one that I have to do join by the hip with. You know what I mean? If we have a person that is successfully single, that has her own life, has her own family and things of that nature, I think we as men enjoy that because she's not solely dependent upon me for her joy or her involvement. That's a fine line. So I gotta read those signs.
I think we mentioned it, or someone mentioned it earlier in the show, and I want to readdress it. One of the things that will help women from moving on, being hypergamous, is always remaining a mystery to her. So if you're totally predictable, they say you should be predictable in purpose, but not predictable in personality.
Have you done that?
Okay, yeah.
Give us some examples of how you've done that. I live by it. I'm with you.
So it's like being predictable and being unpredictable in personality would be like you're so used to me, and I'm a analyzer, so I will analyze things to the T. So in being unpredictable, I may do something. Hey, we about to go somewhere. Just go ahead and grab a bathing suit. And we went to Newport Beach. I didn't tell her. She didn't know what was going on. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency for the weekend. That was something that was just totally off the whim, being unpredictable. And it lit up her life.
Is it? So spontaneity,
being mysterious. You never know where I'm coming from.
Do you agree with that perspective? And if you do, give me an example of what you did.
Being spontaneous, always. I mean, it's a daily thing that to where it doesn't necessarily mean trips, but it's just meaning it can be a spontaneous compliment. It can be a spontaneous gift. It could be surprising her with something that's meaningful that shows that you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
She has a need for something at work, and she's complaining that the school isn't providing, and she works for the school, and you just go out and get supplies for her and say, you know what, let me do this.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Kevin, how about you? Do you agree with that? And have you ever done that before? And if you did, could you give us an example?
Paying bills. Paying bills.
So she normally pays the bills, and you just
no, I'm just pushing.
Baby, hand me that. I got you. I pay that bill.
But yeah, I agree.
Pay the house note.
I mean, like you learn her likes and her language, and you learn, take time out to learn that, and like you said, Eden gave good example. Kanoom gave good examples. So yeah.
So your example would be to pay a bill?
No, I'm just no.
He was just being facetious.
I was just playing.
I can see you do it.
But I'm just saying.
What is some of your what? How do you remain the masked man?
I shall tell you. What I did, prime example today. We were taking care of a lot of stuff at the house, and Monica right now, she said she just wanted to be a housewife, and she's gonna do that for a cool minute or whatever else. Man, when I said, in the words of Miles Monroe, he said, "A woman is the fertilizing male. If you give her a house, she'll make it a home. If you give her groceries, she'll return a meal. If you give her grief, she'll return hell." Right? So she had been at the house, and she had been taking care of a lot of wifely duties, responsibilities, and making judgments. Like, okay, I'm leading it, but she's turning ahead, like, for sure. And she had put in so much work, and for the first time in a long time, she's like, "Trev, I don't know. Look, I'm not gonna go with you. You go ahead and do that, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the shower and take me a nap and change my clothes. I've been working all day." She's been working on the house. So what I did was, my dad is going out of town. He won't be here for Father's Day. So I carried on as if, hey, I got to go take care of this for my father. I got to go drop this off for my father before I come to the show or what have you. And I'll go to the car and back. But when I came back, she like smoked Gouda cheese. And I got her some flowers. And I got her a card that said, "Thank you so much for making this house a home." But she felt as if I was ignoring her at first. So I tried to lay it on as if I'm ignoring you. Think you okay, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to clean up, you got to mop that, you got to mop the ceiling or whatever else. She didn't even, I didn't have to tell her anything. She was already on it and in it. So when I was carrying on, I'm like, I got to go take care of my dad. I got to go to the show as if, this is just how we get in.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's good.
She got a flower card and
What
card
does
and
cheese come in?
no.
She likes Gouda cheese.
Smokes, smokes
she's
Gouda
lactose
cheese.
intolerant.
She liked that.
So did you get her cheese or something?
Yeah, I did. It was just something small, right? Smoked Gouda cheese. But between me
it took him a long time to get that. That's the only reason why you probably.
If I said I got roses smoked Gouda cheese in a car, it'd be like,
yeah, that's Trevor though. Hey Keith, can you load up the last video because my whole thing is becoming thwarting the hypergamy. I want to put on the armor where I don't even have to deal with it. Her going nowhere.
Good. It's not necessarily a bad thing that women are hypergamous. All these guys are like, oh, these hypergamous women. Women are hypergamous, sure. But if you understand how it works, then you can use it to your advantage. You can modify your behavior to make women believe that you're the best possible mating choice for them, and they will maintain that sexual attraction. That's how it works. You guys just got to understand how it is so you can play within the rules of the Matrix. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta get that Matrix reference in there because of Red Pill, right? Guys, get a mug. Merch.comeonmanpod.com.
That part out. I didn't know that last part, but
I think a lot of men are hypergamous. I think a lot of men are hypergamous. I think a lot of men are looking for that woman. And as a result of wanting that particular woman, we're also oftentimes quite critical of dating or being in a relationship or even getting married. So do you think men also have that same mentality?
You asking me?
Yeah, go ahead, because yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's smoking.
Smell different.
Smell
like Gouda.
I'm a hypergamous. I want the best option for me.
Mhm.
Doesn't necessarily mean in finances. But just the best choice, the person that makes me better,
Right.
the person that is attentive for me and that has the heart,
Yeah.
to take the
Yes,
task.
sir.
It's very different for men, right? We're looking for certain things. Okay, what's the best woman that I can have a child with? That she got the hips.
child at this point.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I'm just saying, in the natural biology of it, we want the woman with
let's
the
get off of that, right?
Yeah, they don't want no
with
babies.
the certain hips. Those are childbearing hips. Those, I'm just saying that's where we naturally, intrinsically, you still want some hips and
But for
a
me,
body. You know what I mean? You don't want no straight up and down no more.
Some people do.
But at this point, for me, it's more about can you help me sustain through the end of life?
Right.
And the hips ain't really there. I'm not thinking of that as a number one priority. I'm not thinking cosmetic as
Man. So what's the number
You're
one
not?
priority for
And
you?
somebody
You're not?
somebody that loves me and gonna be there to the end with me, no matter what comes what may.
Or no matter how she
You're-
look?
I didn't say that at all.
Yeah, no, she could be 300 pounds.
No.
We're
I
asking.
still
Yeah,
gotta
you said it don't matter the body type.
No, I didn't. I said that's not the number one
He's
priority.
choosing his words carefully. Because I'm looking at a show with just on his response.
Yeah, Irvin.
Yeah, it's not the number one priority
Right.
for me no more. We're at the point to
Man.
where our health is going to start failing.
Yes, sir.
We're at the point we're going to start losing people that we love.
Yes,
We're
sir.
just at the age. We're at the age that can you help me prevent from acquiring some of these things that are taking us out as black men?
Mhm.
Can you say no? You're not going to eat that. We're going to eat this.
Right.
So those things are more important to me than just she has to be a 10.
Because
Wow.
but that is a 10. It just come in
physical,
right.
yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
what-
just
that's
saying
what I
it's
said.
just an
That's why I said
exchange
that's
now.
not the number
Right.
one priority for me.
Because to me, that's the most
and they're looking at me like, who are you?
right. Yeah, I mean, because
we are looking at you.
I
just
am.
like that.
we know
We
each
know
other's
you.
tight and
Shallow Hal over
and
here.
what? Yeah. So well, I didn't go that far, but
Shallow out.
hey, he close. But
Wow.
just to what you saying and just listening to you, man, you know,
It's amazing.
I tell
He's
you, take my hat off to you, bro.
He's transformed.
Yeah.
Hey,
We all are in shock.
But the thing is, that means
Said that
growth
bullshit.
on your part.
But still, I have to be attracted to you.
Right,
Hands
exactly.
down, I'm not foregoing
Definitely.
that part of it, but I'm just saying the things I can grow with you. It's like this, and this is gonna sound a little weird.
Yeah, we
It already sounded weird to me, bro. It already sounded weird to me.
Exactly.
Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
If I buy a car and the transmission starts to slip, I'm gonna be faithful to that car
Mhm.
with the transmission issue. However, I'm not gonna go buy a car with a slipping transmission.
When you got it,
Right.
it was a lease.
Yeah.
Nigga, stop it. It was a lease anyway.
No,
Your 2 years is up.
But no, that's big
it makes
because
sense. You know what I mean?
it does because we all have to some of us is still trying, but I've accepted, where I am physically, all of that and what I need versus what I want. My need overrides my want. So what? So it's like you saying, man, she got a fupa. All right. It's nothing wrong with a little extra.
We can
You know what I'm saying? I don't want it. I don't want to cut off. I don't want it cut off.
That's what
I don't want it cut off.
I'm gonna let you finish. When you finish, the mic. No. Let finish. Go ahead,
He
finish.
didn't say work off. He said cut off.
Oh yeah, cut
Get that
off.
cut
like,
off.
like, yeah, no.
Go ahead,
because
Kevin. Go ahead, Kevin. Let me know you
we
finish.
have to be.
Let me know you
Whoa.
We have to accept each other. You know, and I'm not even gonna say it's shortcomings or anything like that. It's just lifing. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So even like you said, stay in shape. She like men with weight on them, you know, but we've discussed like, look, babe, I get it, but
Health wise.
it's health wise now. And that goes both ways as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, as long as we, you know, address those things, then, you know, cool, we good. But man, man, my 10 is totally different than what we grew up and expecting what a 10 is now. But it come with growth, because you still got some fools out here, some seasoned fools out here that's still looking for a 10 just on physical.
Yeah.
You know, so they haven't matured. They haven't kicked the trail. Why are you looking at Kanoom like that?
What is it? Why are you looking at me like
He's
that?
still talking, brother.
I don't even know. I don't
should
even
I
understand.
narrate that look? Should I narrate it?
I don't even
still?
understand. Please. Have you seen the women that I've dated?
Yes.
Kevin talking, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Kanoom.
And they ain't no.
I ain't seen him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I seen
Some of them
pictures.
you won't see.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them you won't see because
Canoe was the
But-
first one that had a Waymo.
Oh, yeah,
Car.
yeah, before. You're right. You right.
We were like, what is that? Who's in there? You couldn't see
Yeah,
that.
the tent was pink.
Man.
But you know one thing. You know one
We are
thing.
going so off the rails, fellas. Just so
Yeah,
y'all know.
yeah.
This is
Well,
all
We
real.
are,
yeah, yeah.
we are going
It's
so
all-
off the
One,
rails.
one
ladies
thing I
and
want to
gentlemen.
mention.
Somebody
One thing I
call
want to
us and
mention.
check and check.
One thing I want to mention is what we're doing here is building a brotherhood. Because I believe iron sharpens iron,
Absolutely.
and what we're doing here is something that a man needs,
I agree.
right?
Okay,
I
okay.
agree.
To stay sharp. Y'all gonna call me to the mat on some bullshit,
There you
right?
go.
And vice versa.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I think that's something that's needed. If you don't have a brotherhood, fellas, you need to develop one.
It's big. Yeah, it's
But
important.
also,
Or you
so-
can join this brotherhood right here.
if you
we're
fit, if you fit.
Yeah, if you got to fit.
And you don't have to have a beard and a bald head. You could just join the brotherhood.
But the first
join
thing
the
is,
join the community.
the first thing is to thine own self be true. Be
Mm.
truthful to what
Yes.
you really need.
Mhm.
What's going to do it for
Right.
you? Because if you're not, you're going to get into something, and later on it's going to unravel, and you don't involve somebody else. And it's,
But your brothers hold your feet to the fire.
they can if you have these personal desires, no matter what. You're attracted to what you're attracted to.
Right.
You're going to maintain to who you're attracted to.
Yeah. I agree.
So the two questions that I had was, one was for Irvin, one was Canoe. Irvin, when did you get to a certain degree of this enlightenment to where the looks don't mean as much to you now? Second question, Canoe, do you feel like you're all alone in that boat?
I want to tell
Irvin
the men.
first.
There you go, but let him
Irvin
let him-
first.
No.
Irvin first, because Irvin,
I just want to say this. I want to say this to your question. Be the man she fears losing. I want to say that to your question because be the man she fears losing. That's all I want to say.
My question
your
to you
question,
was,
I don't know what it
do
was.
you feel as if you're
but
alone in that boat?
be
Because
the
Irvin
man
said
she fears losing.
the first one to Irvin was, Irvin, at what point did you get to this level of enlightenment to where looks no longer is as much as important as it was before? And then Canoe, I want to know that you feel like you're alone in that boat, which was she better be a 10 or keep it pushing. I mean, you're very, in my opinion, you're fairly critical on the looks of the woman that you want to be with for a long-lasting relationship.
I've never said anything that you're saying. Just because my preference is a natural, no makeup, I don't like all the eyelashes, weave, and everything. Just because that is my preference doesn't mean I'm shallow. I like a natural woman.
And I'm gonna say this again.
I like a natural woman. She could be bald headed.
Okay.
And natural.
And all I'm saying is
I'm gonna be right here, here with her.
Just do know that we are not going to judge you.
I'm gonna sing you some good women. Then
with some bald head women.
You'll catch it. No.
I don't
just
give
listen to the
I
words.
don't even want to curse
Let
because
Irvin-
my dad might be listening.
Yeah, he's
Let
listening.
Irvin-
You know he's listening.
I
so
don't
when I
give
cuss-
what people think.
There's a couple of church folks
You know
that
what I
fell
mean?
off.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was a inside joke, but we'll talk about that later. Irvin, at what point did you come to that epiphany?
I don't think it was an epiphany. I think I've always had an affinity for a beautiful woman, somebody that I'm attracted to. That hasn't changed.
Right.
But however, the priority is, let me look at first my age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm this age. Things like life is happening. Like we're witnessing the circle of life.
Absolutely.
I need certain things. You know what I mean? Like you need somebody to console you when we're going through some of these things.
Absolutely.
These things are happening more frequent than just finding somebody that looks good.
Yeah.
We're finding ourselves in situations in life. Look at what's going on in life right now.
All right.
Look at ICE and all these other things that are weighing on us.
Yeah, and I like a cold woman too.
Yeah. Looks.
I like her to be cold.
Yeah. Looks is not gonna solve.
He said ice, and I just
What kind of freaky shit you?
The looks is not gonna solve.
Life is happening, basically.
Yeah.
Life is happening, and I also have a lot of friends, female friends that I'm not looking at, and I'm admiring the traits that they have, the conversations that we have, the dialogue, the mentality. Somebody that holds me accountable. So if I get that in friends, I would only want it in a relationship.
Yeah.
Along with the beauty and along with the other thing, help me be better because I'm definitely going to help you be better.
And see, and that's the
that
thing,
hasn't changed.
because beauty, all of that, what you describing, that's beauty. That's where you see the beauty at. The one that's gonna be there. The one when you get down and you need somebody to wait on you. That's the beauty, along with the love. Is because looks is not gonna solve every issue of life, you know. So you need someone that's gonna be in the trenches with you. You know,
I know a bunch of beautiful, ugly women.
Yo, shit.
You know what I mean?
I do too.
I do. So the looks aren't paramount when it comes to.
And not saying that
it's not paramount, but it's right up there.
No, it's high.
Yeah.
But I would take somebody that treats me right. And that has the right heart for me.
I know a couple mud ducks. And
then
let tell them BP is ready.
Fortunately, I don't have to go that far down.
And
mud
then
ducks kind of fall from 4 and under, right?
4 and under. Yeah.
4 and under.
So what is your level at then? 8 and above?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say I would love a beautiful 7.
So you can't use 7.
I can definitely use 7. They're
7.5, 8.
Okay, 7.5, 8.
So he wants an 8.
No, I want a 10. But however,
he wants a 10.
I mean,
now the truth comes out.
But in life, period. Not just in her looks.
In her
want
looks.
a 10.
Yeah.
I want a 10 in what I drive. Y'all know, you know, I want the quality of life. I work hard to
attain all of that
and obtain
and want
certain
that.
things
Yeah.
in life, and I'm not gonna shoot for nothing else in my relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monica's daughter said something like that.
Absolutely.
You work hard to afford the qualities and conveniences of luxury.
And I feel I have a 10.
Talk to me, Kevin.
You know, in more ways than one.
We gotta. That was.
You know, because all of the things that you
July right around the corner. Huh?
Exactly. So she has to be.
That's that July talk.
That's
July. That's June talk.
That's July talk, baby.
She has to be.
June gloom.
She has to be a 10 if July is an important month.
Yes.
Besides just my birthday, so and it's across the board. You know, I didn't seen her in pretty much almost all different type of hairstyles. When you know the type of woman that you have, them hairstyles don't mean nothing. They're not important. You know, before we had a preference on how a woman, her hair, it had to be a certain length, it had to be done, whatever. That don't matter, you know, anymore. So it's certain things that just, I'm looking at the heart, I'm looking at the spirit, I'm looking at, you know, I don't have to worry about you lying to me. The trust. Oh God, she got booty. She got booty, Trail. She got booty. So I'm with you on that. See, I gotta have something to hold on to because I don't have no ass, and I tell you, she know that. I don't need no ass because niggas that got ass and going to jail, they in a bad situation. So God bless me just like where he needed to. But anyway, yeah, I'm with you, E. I'm with you. I don't know if that's real spit or not, but shit. It's real spit, but I don't know if it's...
Yeah. I think men that have been left, and they need a word here.
Go ahead, give it to him.
And the word is, she left the version of you that didn't grow. So I need you to grow today. You're in your mindset, your physical, your spiritual. I need you to grow today. And she will regret the man she sees tomorrow.
Oftentimes you dodge a bullet too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and
several cannons.
Amen. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up with in order to prevent a woman from before a woman walks away and you see certain telltale signs of her walking away, I recommend that we as men, young men, increase the understanding and the oneness in any relationship that you're in, so that you can kind of see with some kind of evidence that something is going on, to tweak the behavior so that you can address it. You don't know if there's an issue in a certain area if you don't first be able to identify with it. So identify with the person that you're dealing with and then address that issue with effective communication. I think that if we also find as a preventive measure someone that is a very attractive person that is beautiful inside. So once you have that, it also gives you some kind of a sense of security, like some of the gentlemen said on the show. Find you a pretty woman. Find you a gorgeous woman that is also beautiful on the inside. It's her character that's going to probably prevent a lot of speed bumps in your relationship. So if you can go on and grow on from there, you've been blessed. I think that there's a lot of us fellas that would love to be with a woman and believe that we're going to grow together. But the harsh reality is oftentimes we also grow apart. And we also grow apart because of neglect and not being able to bear witness to accepting the change within the other person and growing together with that person. If we want to grow together and have a long-lasting, fulfilling relationship, we should be able to look at our person that in the eye, be honest with ourselves, like Irvin said earlier today, to know thyself, to be able to understand who you are so you could effectively grow with the person that you want to be with. I think that the gentleman on the show tonight showed a great deal of good insight and a good perspective, because our points of view are coming from a standpoint of wisdom. We're not going out here far-fetched and trying to just assume anything and say things just for words and just to fulfill spaces in the show. But we shared with you some of our perspectives, some of our views, and some of our truths. Hopefully that you, especially the young men, you guys be able to pick up from it and go a little bit further and deeper and better into your relationships than we may have so far at this stage and at this age of our lives. We want to make the next generation better and greater. Oftentimes it was once said that the only person that wants to see you do better is your dad. We ain't your fathers, but we also want to see the next generation do better. Love each other and love yourself. Until next Spitting Policies Day, you're going to see some more fellas with beards and bald heads. And thank you for participating and watching the show. Till next week, have an awesome one.
Practice self-discipline.